Hey, everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What's shaking on your Friday night? Hope you're having a good one. I am going to tell you tonight the story of a man known as the Unkillable Soldier. That's right. I said it, unkillable. Absolutely unkillable. Hot on the heels of my guest appearance today on Out of the Coffin. Had a wonderful time with Bob Levy. Joker Fish here. He says, hello, everybody. How's it going? We'll just wait for the... What's going on here? Wait for the room to fill up a little bit. Just a little bit. Sven Dunkel is here. Ben Affitz is here. Thank you for being here, Ben. Nice to see you. Joker Fish, of course, is here. And that's me 200%. Sunday, Jenna is here. She says, good evening. Good evening to you, good lady. We will be talking, yes, today about the Unkillable Soldier. For those of you wondering who that might be, if you look behind me, it's the guy on the far right. Incidentally, this was the meeting between FDR and Churchill and other people. There's a bunch of famous guys up in there. Folks saying hi to each other in the chat room. We like a cheerful chat room on the program. That's for damn sure. Especially on a Friday night. You know how I love these Friday shows. I can't get enough of them. If you'd like to go to the TomGullyShow.com, you can find 270 podcasts. One of them, and I forgot to mention this to Bob D. Levy the other day, I was extremely good friends with a very, very, very famous comedian named Kip Adada, and I've still got 40, 50, 60 hours worth of our conversations to pour through. But there is like a 2-hour show where we're just chatting. The chef is in the house. Sven Dunkel, nothing to stay there, I guess. You can also go to paypal.me/TomGullyShow if you choose to contribute to the program. We'd appreciate it. We'd really appreciate it. And then there's Patreon and there's other things. It's all down in the crawl there. Let's see here. Jokerfish says there was a movie, The Indestructible Man. Yeah, only this guy's real. Wait till you hear this guy's story. It's amazing. I mean, he's no Tony Kuritzis, but he's pretty good. He's actually pretty good. What else? Yesterday was Diana O'Brien's birthday, so she comes in here. You might want to say something just to make her feel good. And trying to think of anything else in the world or whatever. I don't think there is anything really. When you do one of these big TSN shows, you get to look at the chat and see what people really think about you. That's always fun. That's always confidence boosting. Oh, I know what it was. Tonight, 8:30 Eastern on the Shuley Network, The Replayables. Please watch The Replayables tonight. Those are great guys. Chris Abels, Bobby Franks, and a cast of thousands, I'm sure. Yeah. Mountain Dew, 0 tonight. Sunday Jenna says, you did great with Levy. Yeah, there's a lot of anti-boomer sentiment in the chat room, but I don't care. I got other questions for Bob. I think I asked him his first car, his first concert. I got other questions for Bob. I definitely do. I got to get beneath, the surface on the seething cauldron of information that is Bob Levy. He is such a great guy. He really, really, really is. And appreciate being on his program today. So, what else we got going on here? I got news. I got stuff. Our good friend Hugh, who's not in the room right now, sent me this picture. He got 2, and I think those are 20-ouncers. He got 2 Tom Gully Show mugs. Look at those babies. Man, wouldn't those make a fine addition to your kitchen? A focal point of praise and pleasure, sure to add a warmth and glow to any room. Okay. I think Sven Dunkel says, Jen N got your 6, Tom. Thank you, Sven. Terry Neese says, damn boomers. Stupid boomers. Okay. I promised you guys. And I think on Monday, in what they used to call in broadcasting, what was it called? The fairness doctrine. If you showed one side of something, you had to show the other side. So if you had 2 candidates running for an office and you gave one guy 5 minutes, you had to give the other guy 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you this, and then on Monday, I will show you a picture of me in all my glory playing college soccer. However, I promised you a photo of me in kindergarten where I look exactly like Alfred E. Newman, who is the sort of mascot for Mad Magazine. And I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Handsomely appointed, by the way, and what I would say would be the standard drab plaid button-down collar shirt of the, this would have been the late 60s. The late 60s, but there he is. There you go. I was waiting for somebody. What? Tom Worry? What? Me worry? There we go. So there, indeed, to my great shame, is the picture of me with the Alfred E. Newman. Yeah. My mother probably did an amazing job of combing my hair that day, and I'm sure I got to school and just, messed it all up. Okay, that is the best pick ever. Thanks. I'll stooge it up if it'll make you guys happy. I'll especially, whoops, what did I lower myself? I want to raise myself. I will especially stooge myself if people go to paypal.me/Tom Gully Show and kick in a little bit. I've probably got worse stuff than this. Trust me. Ted Koppel Gully. Oh, man, that's great. That is great. Let's see. Did anyone ever hoist you by your ears? I probably shouldn't say. I don't know that the statute of limitations is over on that, but yeah, it might have happened. I don't know. One of the bad things about StreamYard is, and I don't understand this to save my life, but the background picture is a JPEG. And most pictures are JPEGs. The other pictures have to be PDFs or something else. So you have to convert them because I do have lots of other, not that many because I don't like my picture being taken, but a number. When you get old, you have pictures. Other pictures, or I'd pull some up right now and make your day. I'd make your day. But there I am, Carpenter Elementary School, Midland, Michigan. What was Mrs. Van Dalen was my teacher. There we go. But we got a hell of a show planned for you today. I mean, a hell of a show. And it's because I'm going to let me tell you about a guy known as, and I'm not joking, the Unkillable Soldier. This is him right there. And his name is, and I think it might be with a French accent. I don't know. It's Adrian Carton de Wiart. Or if you're just speaking in, Indiana language, it's Adrian Carton de Wiart. I'm just going to call him Adrian because I think that's the safest. And he's actually Sir Adrian. I'll call him Sir Adrian. Sir Adrian Carton de Wiart. Wiart. I don't know. Wiart. That's Wiart. He was born in 1880, and he was a British Army officer. He was awarded the Victoria Cross, which is the highest military decoration awarded for valor in the face of the enemy in the Commonwealth. He served in the Boer War, which was in South Africa. The South Africans fighting back against European rule. He fought in the First World War and the Second World War. Now, I'm going to get into the individual stuff, but just to get your, juices flowing here, he was shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, leg, hip, and ear. He was blinded in his left eye. He survived 2 plane crashes. He tunneled out of a prisoner of war camp. And he tore off his own fingers when a doctor declined to amputate them. And when he was talking about his experiences in the First World War, he wrote, "Frankly, I had enjoyed the war." After he got back from that prisoner of war thing in the Second World War, he was sent to China as Winston Churchill's personal representative. And then on the way there, he attended the Cairo Conference, which is what you see behind me. He was such a soldier. In his memoirs, he wrote, "Governments may think and say as they like, but force cannot be eliminated, and it is the only real and unanswerable power. We are told that the pen is mightier than the sword, but I know which of these weapons I would choose." There you go. The Oxford Dictionary of National Biography described him like this: With his black eye patch and empty sleeve, yeah, he lost an arm, Carton de Wiart looked like an elegant pirate and became a figure of legend. Now, this dude was born into like aristocracy. You know, he didn't have to go fight and stuff. There he is before he lost many of his body parts. I think that's from the Boer War. He was the son of a lawyer and magistrate, and he, for a while, was thought to be the illegitimate son of the King of Belgium. Now, he was born in Brussels. He spent his early days in Belgium and in England, and when he was 6 years old, his mother died. So his dad moved the family to Cairo so his dad could, you know, practice law in Egypt or something. It turns out his mother didn't die, and his parents were just divorced. They told him that she died. Anyway, his dad was over there in Egypt, was well connected, and he learned also how to speak Arabic. He was a Roman Catholic. He went to boarding school, okay? Then he went to college in Oxford, not Oxford College, but in Oxford. And he joined the British Army during the Second Boer War. And he falsified his name and his age, signing up as Trooper Carton. And he claimed to be 25 when he wasn't more than even 20. In the Second Boer War, he was wounded in the stomach and the groin. I think most of us guys know the groin is not a great place to be injured. And he was sent home for those injuries. His dad was furious when he found out that he had left school to join the army, but he allowed him to, stay in the army. He went to Oxford for a little while longer, and then he was given a commission in the 2nd Imperial Light Horse, which was a cavalry unit. He saw action in South Africa again and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the 4th Dragoon Guards. He was then transferred to Italy in 1902. He enjoyed sports, especially shooting and the sport of pig sticking, which is basically, it ain't the rodeo, but you jump on a pig and you just kill it with a knife, okay? That's what happens. Here's a portrait of the guy. This was, I think, after the Boer War. Because he'd been injured so much, loved physical fitness, okay? So he did all sorts of sports, and it's said that he was a delightful character and must hold the world record for bad language. He was a gentleman that was known to swear quite a bit. His regiment was transferred to South Africa, and he was then appointed as aide-de-camp to the commander-in-chief, Sir Henry Hidyard, the following July. And he describes the period lasting up till 1914 as his heyday. That's 10 years. So his very, very minor duties as the aide-de-camp to this major commander-in-chief, he got to play polo, he got to drink a lot, he got to do all sorts of things that were fun. He took an oath of allegiance, because he was still technically a Belgian, to Edward VII, and was naturalized as a British citizen. In 1908, he married Countess Frederica Maria Caroline Henrietta Rosa Sabina Franziska Fugerdon Babenhausen, the oldest daughter of Karl V. And I'm not going to, here, just for fun, Prince von Fugger-Babenhausen and Princess Eleonora zu Hohenlohe Barbenstein und Jachsberg of Klagenfurt, Austria. They had 2 daughters, Anita, and was the maternal grandfather of Ernest Lloyd, which is a war correspondent. Anyway, he was already really well connected in European circles, and so he decided that he would use his Catholic aristocratic connections to shoot at country estates in Bohemia, Austria, Hungary, and Bavaria. Following his return to England, he rode with the famous Duke of Beaufort's hunt, where he met, among others, the future Field Marshal Sir Henry Wilson and the future Air Marshal Sir Edward Ellington. He was promoted to the rank of captain in 1910, and then came World War II. When the First World War broke out, he was en route to British Somaliland, where a low-level war was underway, and in an attack upon an enemy fort at Shimberberis, he was shot twice in the face, losing his eye and a portion of his ear. He was awarded the Distinguished Service Order on the 15th of May, 1915. As you will, as you do. And so that wasn't enough for him. He embarked on a steamer heading for France. He took part in the fighting on the Western Front, commanding successively 3 infantry battalions and a brigade. He was in charge of all of them. He was wounded 7 more times in the war, losing his left hand in 1915, pulling off his fingers. He was shot through the skull and ankle in the Battle of the Somme, through the hip at the Battle of Passchendaele, through the leg at Cambrai, and through the ear at Arras. He went to Sir Douglas Shields nursing home to recover from his injuries, and that's when he received the Victoria Cross, which is the highest award for gallantry in combat that can be awarded to anyone in the British Empire, and that's in 1916. He was 36 at the time, and he was a temporary lieutenant colonel in the 4th Dragoon Guards, the Royal Irish for the British Army. He was attached to the Gloucestershire Regiment, commanded the 8th Battalion. This is the official citation. For most conspicuous bravery, coolness, and determination during severe operations of prolonged nature. It was owing to a great measure to his dauntless courage and inspiring example that a serious reverse was averted. He displayed the utmost energy and courage in forcing our attack home. After 3 other battalion commanders had become casualties, he controlled their commands and ensured that the ground won was maintained at all costs. He frequently exposed himself in the organization of positions and of supplies, passing unflinchingly through the fire barrage of the most intense nature. His gallantry was inspiring to all. There we go. His Victoria Cross, by the way, is displayed at the National Army Museum in Chelsea. Yes. War's not over yet. He was promoted to temporary major in March of 1916 into the rank of temporary lieutenant colonel in July of that year, just a few months later, and promoted to temporary brigadier general about 6 months after that. He was appointed an officer of the Order of the Crown of Belgium in April of 1917. He was promoted to the rank of major in the Dragoon Guards. He was awarded the Belgian Croix de Guerre, which means Cross of War, and was appointed companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George in the King's birthday honors in June. Now, on November 8th, just 3 days before the end of the war, he was given command of a brigade with the rank of temporary brigadier general. And cold shivers went down the back of everyone in the brigade because he had an unsurpassed record as a fire eater, which that just means somebody that goes into battle attacking at all times and missing no chance of throwing the men under his command into whatever fighting happened to be going. He recalls how the battalion looked very much worse for wear, and when they paraded for the brigadier general's inspection, he arrived on a lively cob, which is a horse, with his cap tilted at a rakish angle and a shade over the place where one of his eyes had been. He was also missing 2 limbs and 11 wound stripes. The guy that was recounting this noted that despite him missing an eye, he ordered the man to get his bootlace changed. That's so British. That is so British. I'm telling you. Let's see here. He did more fighting in the post-World War era in Poland, and he got all sorts of other promotions. I won't even tell you about them. He was given the use of a large estate, and all he did was spent the interwar years hunting. He just hunted every day. So the Second World War, he's already in Poland, okay? So he met with all of the Polish military heads and saw their soldiers and had a really low opinion of their soldiers and gave them a bunch of advice of how to whip them into shape. And, when Poland was attacked by the Germans, his car was attacked, his convoy, by the Luftwaffe, and he just got out by aircraft on a false passport, barely. So, I know, it goes on and on, but this guy was, seriously was unkillable. I see some comments that are kind of funny. I'll get to those in a minute. Let's see here. He went to Norway at the beginning of the war, and he was put in charge of a really quickly drawn together sort of British-French force that was occupying a small town in the middle of Norway. And he was ordered to take the city of Trondheim, which is kind of a significant city in Norway, in conjunction with a naval attack and an advance by some other troops. So when his flying boat landed, it was attacked by a German fighter. His aide was wounded, had to be evacuated. Plane crashed. Luftwaffe bombed, and they destroyed the town that his troops were in. Now, despite these handicaps, he managed to move his forces over the mountains and down to Trond-Helmsfjord, where they were shelled by German destroyers. They had no artillery. It soon became apparent that the Norway campaign was going to fail. And they were being attacked by German ski troops. They were being machine gunned, bombed from the air. The German Navy was landing. He recommended withdrawal, but asked to remain himself, which he did. On the date to evacuate, the ships didn't appear, and he stayed anyway. Heavy bombardment by the Germans. Destroyers were sunk. He arrived back at the British naval base of Scapa Flow on his 60th birthday. Okay? He was told when he got back to England in Northern Ireland that he was too old to command a division on active duty. So he was temporarily appointed to Major General in 1940. He remained inactive very briefly. And, whoops-a-daisy, as Hitler was preparing to invade Yugoslavia, get that thing straightened out there. Both of the engines failed in the aircraft that he was taking to go to Serbia. It crash landed in the sea about a mile from land. He was knocked unconscious. The cold water made him wake up. When the plane broke up and sank, he and the rest of the people on board were forced to swim in freezing water the rest of the mile to shore, and then they were captured by Italian authorities. Then he's a prisoner of war, very high-profile prisoner, okay? Let me just get his older picture up here real quick. So he's really old, but he's a prisoner of war. And he at one point, he's now 62. He's got an eye patch, one missing arm is an empty sleeve, and multiple injuries and scars. And they made 5 attempts, including 7 months of tunneling. He once, on one of these attempts, evaded capture for 8 days, disguised as an Italian peasant. When he was 62, couldn't speak Italian, eye patch, the whole thing. Now, he was taken because he had tried to escape so many times. He was taken from this prison and driven to Rome. And the Italian government wanted to get out of the war, and they wanted him to send a message to the British Army about a peace treaty with the UK. He was to accompany this negotiator to meet Allied contacts and negotiate the surrender. He did not trust the Italian tailors to make him civilian clothes. And he said he had no objection, provided he did not resemble a gigolo. So he oversaw the making of his clothes. And so when they reached Lisbon, he was released and went to England, and he communicated all this information. At that point, he became a representative for Winston Churchill and was at the Cairo conference and in Southeast Asia, touring the Burma front. I mean, it would take me 2 hours to read everything this guy did. He met Mao at a dinner, had a memorable exchange with him, interrupting his propaganda speech to criticize him for holding back from fighting the Japanese. Apparently Mao was briefly stunned, then he laughed. At any rate, he retired in 1947 at the age of 67 with the rank of lieutenant general. So he retired, moved to Rangoon as a guest of the army commander in Rangoon. He was coming down some stairs. He slipped on some coconut matting, fell down, broke several vertebrae, knocked himself unconscious. His wife died at the age of 71. He married Ruth Myrtle Muriel Joan McKechnie, a divorcee known as Joan Sunderland, 23 years his junior. She lived to 102, and they settled in County Cork, Ireland. He died at the age of 83, June the 5th, 1963, left no papers, and he's buried there. And there you are. That's the story of my man, and I mean a real man. Here he is in Cairo. Look at this dude. Missing an arm, just kicked back, eye patch, just a dude, man. Just a dude. So there you are. There's the story of the unkillable soldier, Adrian Carton de Wiart. You heard it here first. That's what we do here on this show. That's what we do on this show. Okay, let's get to your comments, and I'll open up the phone lines at 972-994-6822. I'll tell you when they're open. Let's see here. Hoist you by your ears. Respect our enemies. Lyndon's here. Hey, Lyndon. Nice to see you. Julian Zeezer says, how can a guy who professes contempt for the pen as compared to the sword write so eloquently? Well, I dare say I don't know. We must respect our enemies. We can. Riet, I'm not going to do that second part, says, yeet. Yeet indeed, sir. Indeed, sir. Julian, they learn to tie their shoes before they learn to pronounce their own names. Sven Dunkel says, we talk about your uncle. We talk about your uncle? Which one of my uncles? Julian Caesar pulls out a Monty Python. Phone lines are open, by the way. It's just a flesh wound. Reverend Wild Bill says, Somaliland, is that anything like Disneyland? A nice place to vacation with your family? I would say not. Lyndon says, bloody well done, old boy. If I can find it, I think it's from about 1971. There's a British soccer match. It's Arsenal, of course. There's a striker they had who famously won a big cup match for them named Charlie George. And he gets the ball, and the announcers were very proper back then. They're very, very proper. And Charlie George gets the ball, must be 25, 30 yards from the goal, and just unleashes this absolute rocket shot from there. And the announcer says, here's Charlie George. And My word. It's the funniest thing ever. Can you imagine Tom Brady's back to pass? He unleashes my word. Reverend Wild Bill says, Tom, you're beginning to sound like your evil twin, Percival. Yes, well, Percival may one day make a reappearance on the show. JC says, I'm late. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're not with child. Let's see here. My word. Riet says, Uncle, it was great-grandpa. Riet, you're going to have to explain to me what you're talking about. I mean, it sounds like a great conversation. I just wish I was part of it. Sven Douglas says, I know, mate. Sven Douglas says, did the Queen get... Oh, now, hey. Did she give him a British job? Yes, she did. She gave him another job. Terry says, yes, of course, yes, indeed. Riet says, wasn't White Death a Polish sniper? I believe it was. Sven Dunkel says, maybe Tom could also help with our problem. You mean the Dutch farmers? All the farmers have problems, I'll tell you that. Finland. Oh, yes. Lahtelaista. Is that the beer they drink over there, Lahtelaista? I used to have a Finnish, there was a guy from Finland that I met at Ball State. Anssi Turi was his name. And he gave me I think I might have it somewhere, a bottle opener for Lahtelaista beer, the Finnish beer. Reverend Wild Bill says, that old boy has a buzzard luck. He's the luck of a buzzard. He was a Finnish sniper? Maybe he was Finnish. I don't know. Reverend Wild Bill says, the old boy looks as if he's falling apart. Yes. Terry Nee says, 60, so old. I had a guy in an indoor soccer match, not this past summer, but the summer before. When one of my soccer teammates comes on, and they will someday on this program, they've been on a couple of times before, they will tell you that I used to talk trash the entire match. Nonstop. And I continued that in this indoor soccer match. And I had a player say, you run your mouth an awful lot for an old guy. And I just said, yeah, you might want to start thinking about how I got to be an old guy running my mouth like I do. And then I dusted him. I bet he had ads. Abs? Maybe abs? I don't know. Reverend Wild Bill says, good choice to stay away from Italian tailors. It does have a bit of a gigolo look to it, doesn't it? Julian Caesar says, great story. Riet says, riot. Okay, riot. Okay, riot. That's how I will pronounce your name from now on. Separate the letter to sound out the name. Well, it ain't the most common name in the world. You told me. There's no need to make somebody feel bad about it. I mean, imagine how many times Sade has had to say, it's not Sade, it's Sade. JC says, I'm late and it's not with the rent. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Toby McGroby says, hey, guys. Good to see you, Toby. Always nice to have you here. Sven Dunkel says the White Death was Finnish. I mean, could have been. I'll find out for you in just a second here. Julian Caesars, congratulations to Finland for joining NATO. Yes, well done, old boy. Well done. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, he was Finnish. He is thought to be, at least by number of successful missions, to be the most effective sniper of all time, the deadliest of all time. Simo Haya, known as the White Death, because he wore a white sort of ghillie suit. Just so you know, I'm going to go through these. I'm going to go through them really fast. Here's all the awards that Sir Adrian won. Victoria Cross, Knight Commander of the Order of the British Empire, Companion of the Order of Bath, Companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, Companion of the Distinguished Service Order, Queen's South Africa Medal, Africa General Service Medal, 1914 Star, British War Medal, Victory Medal, Africa Star, Burma Star, Italy Star, War Medal. It was a bronze oak leaf for World War II. King George VI Coronation Medal, Queen Elizabeth II Coronation Medal, Officer of the Order of the Crown of Belgium, Croix de Guerre, Belgium, Silver Cross, Knight of the Order of Military Virtue of Poland, Cross of Valor, Poland, Commander of the Legion of Honor of France, and the Croix de Guerre of France. A bronze palm for the work he did in the Second World War. So there you go. 972-994-6822 is your number to call if you'd like to be on the show. Prolific sniper, yeah. Every time they tried to shoot him, one of his medals blocked the bullet. Sven Dunkel says the White Death was a short man. Short men matter. They do. And he was really messed up in the war. I mean, his face was just horribly disfigured. Red Wild Bill says, White Feather shot another sniper through his scope. Marines' number one sniper. Are you talking about Carlos Hathcock or Hathaway? I think that's who you're talking about. I'm pretty sure it is. Carlos Hathcock. That might be who you're talking about there. Reverend Wild Bill. My brother has met him. Randy Ramos says Sergeant York. Sergeant York was a bad Tennessee boy now. Was a bad man. Hathcock, yes, Reverend Wild Bill. My brother met him. He's no longer with us, but he did meet him. I think that guy wrote some books, and my brother has some autographed copies of those books. My brother's a Marine. He's a sheriff. He's elected sheriff. Yes, he was. My brother also has some Tom Gully Show mugs in his, because I got them for him. And I think he's got did I give him a sweatshirt or I gave him some other stuff. Terry Nee says, but no participation medal. Sad. He did not get a certificate of participation. Give Tom a call, man. If you want. You don't have to. It's just there. It's just there for stuff. There's a great autobiography about White Feather. That may be the book my brother has signed. Audie Murphy. Oh, boy. That speech at the beginning of... what is it? To Hell and Back? Let's see here. To Hell and Back movie opening speech. Boom. Let's see. Maybe it's in the quotes. When it opens up and that like the head of let me see if I can find it here. Nope, not here. It's like the head of the army is giving a speech about, let me see here. Maybe this is it. Opening scene, General Bedell Smith. Here, that'll get me closer to it. It's an amazing speech that he gives at the start of the movie. I'm trying to find it best as I can. Let's see here. Man, let me see if this will do it. I'll just put quote. This is going to make me mad. It's going to make me mad if I can't find it. I don't really need the script for Patton. Thank you. Let me see if I can find it on video. No, it's not there. Daggone it. Daggone it. Maybe I'll try this. Try it again. But it's really great. It's a really great speech that he gives at the start. Why is it showing me all this? Let me get that out of here and see if it'll give it to me. Hellenbach movie, Gondola in 60 seconds. Trailer. There's the trailer. I don't need to see the trailer. Audie Murphy shows clips of his movie to somebody's cowboy show. Let's see here. I don't need to see the Meatloaf to Hellenbach concert. That's not necessary. Nah, I'm not going to be able to find it. Wow. Turner Classic Movies had it on with one of the members of his battalion or whatever, but I can't find it. Daggone it. I'm sorry. If we be naming General Patton, yeah. Julian Zeezer says Dick O'Kane, sub-captain in WW2 Most Aggressive Submariner. I don't know, man. That Kraut that was the captain of the Graf Spee, he's pretty good. Jokerfish says G.I. Joe put out an Audie Murphy figure. Never got it. It's weird to see Audie Murphy in Westerns. Now, he got made fun of a lot for his acting. I thought he was pretty good in all those Westerns he was in. I mean, I really did. He was okay. But, and he was really good in To Hell and Back. He was really good in that. I wish I could find that opening. I really do, because Audie Murphy was, oh man, it's so good. General Bedell Smith was the head guy, man, at the time. He was the big cheese, and it was rare for the head of the army to do something like that at the time. They didn't just, let me see here, To Hell and Back. Opening speech. I'm going to try one more time, kids. I really am. I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best with what I've got. I really am. I'm trying. Theatrical movie trailer. Sometimes you'll find a wiseacre that's put the whole movie on YouTube, and then I would just go to that spot and play it. But I can't even find the transcript of it, so I guess I'm done trying to do that. I guess that's just done. I just don't know how Audie Murphy played himself in the movie, reliving everything that he went through. Yeah. I mean, the guy ordered artillery fired on his own position. That's and then we got the code talkers. Those guys were pretty awesome too. But there's a lot of great stories like that. But and there's some really good stories of Congressional Medal of Honor winners from Vietnam that are pretty amazing. But it's really making me mad. General Bedell speech transcript. Let's see if it's here. That's just chapping me so hard. That is really Beetle Smith. That's what they called him, was Beetle. It was one of he was Eisenhower's chief of staff during World War II. Let me try it here. I don't think this is it, but I don't think this is it. Nah, this ain't it. Anyway, suffice to say, it's really awesome. Let me look up Audie Murphy. Let me just look up that movie. Maybe it's on the wiki for that movie. I'll do one more thing because it's now it's now it's an issue. Okay. Now it's an issue. Is that wiki there? To Hell and Back film. General Bedell Smith as himself. I always love it when it's as himself in a movie. Anyway, I couldn't find it. Go see the movie. You'll enjoy the movie. It's a pretty good movie. Life is a movie anyway. You got that right, Sven. Randy Ramos says, from what I've been told, Indiana has more memorials outside of Washington, D.C. for veterans. Well, the Soldiers and Sailors Monument at the center of Indianapolis in the Circle is certainly one of them. Toby McGroby says, I need to see it now. It's probably easy to see on a streaming service. I bet you there's a lot of, like, you could probably see it on Tubi or Crackle or Pluto or Plex for free. I bet you could. Hey, Tom, sorry I'm late. Pause. We have to keep going over this. Nobody's ever late for this show. Let me try here. Where can I watch To Hell and Back? Well, you can watch it on Amazon Prime. And you can watch it on Fubo TV. Let's see here. Let's see what it says on Roku. Ooh, it says, sorry, this title currently isn't available. So I guess Amazon Prime's going to be your best bet. Let's see what TV Guide says where you can watch it. Streaming. It's loading. Please wait. What? This isn't that's not the one I'm looking for. That one says a man falls out of faith and has to refine his faith. Here, To Hell and Back. Audie Murphy plays himself in this account of his WW2 service in Europe. To Hell and Back right now you can watch on Fubo TV, it says. If you use a VPN, you might watch it. Man, that strikes me as, but that's one of those old movies you figure you could see it everywhere. What's up with Churchill and his cigar? Check him out in the photo behind Tom's head. All right, let's just check him out. Well, let's see here. He's just smoking a stogie. That's all there is to it. Check out the documentary about Pat Tillman. That's an amazing documentary. It really is. Really is. Pat Tillman, boy, there's a guy. Jokerfish says, Lyndon, that's a crazy story. It is a crazy, crazy, crazy story. And it's a bit of an injustice. And what a family. That whole family was just, man, they're all just stand-up people. But, yeah, that's what happens in war. It happens. Unfortunately, it happened to a guy like that. But I think it's called The Tillman Story. Is the name of that documentary. I've seen it several times. It's very, very good. Very, very, very good. Churchill had a cigar in a lot of his pictures. He did. He really did. That Gary Oldman Churchill movie was fabulous. It's really fabulous. Really, really good. Audie Murphy. Now, there's another guy that got decorated. Very decorated. Excuse me. And he died kind of early. He died at age 45. Not many people know this, but he was also a songwriter. He was in a TV series that did not last very long, but it was really good. It was very violent. It was very, very violent. I'll go back to that in a second. He was killed when the private plane in which he was a passenger crashed into the side of a mountain 14 miles northwest of Roanoke, Virginia, in condition of rain, clouds, fog, and zero visibility. Buried with military honors, of course, at Arlington Memorial. So let's just see here. Decorations. Audie Murphy Honors and Awards. Okay, I bet you there's a list. Medal, U.S. Personal Decorations. Medal of Honor. Distinguished Service Cross. Silver Star. Bronze with oak leaf clusters. 2 of those. Legions of Merit. 2 Bronze Stars. A Purple Heart. Got 3 of those. He got the Presidential Unit Citation with first oak leaf cluster. 2 of those from the U.S. military. He got the Good Conduct Medal, the American Campaign Medal, the European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal. Counts as 5 medals. World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal, Armed Forces Reserve Medal. He got the Combat Infantryman Badge, Marksmanship Badge, Expert Badge for bayonet. French Legion of Honor, Grade de Chevalier, a Knight. French Croix de Guerre with Silver Star, French Croix de Guerre with Palm, Medal of a Liberated France, Belgian Croix de Guerre, French Fourragère in colors of Croix de Guerre, and the Texas Legislative Medal of Honor. Ended up being a major by the end of things, but I got a couple of awards. Let me see if I can find that TV show, because that TV show was. Let's see here. I'm just going to have to look up Audie Murphy TV show. It was kind of violent. Whispering Smith was the name of the show. Whispering Smith. They started filming it in 1959. It didn't air until 1961. But there's only 7 episodes. After 7 episodes, okay? So there was a bunch of things. There was a story that was up in front of a House committee, a Senate Juvenile Delinquency Committee, pulled that show up in front and said it was a story of bloody revenge that included the following: a fist fight, a mother horsewhipping her son, claim of an assault of a personal physical nature upon a young lady in a hotel room, a story of a man laughing after shooting another man 6 times in the stomach, a gunfight ending in injury, the same mother at the end accidentally shooting and killing her daughter instead of Whispering Smith. The program after that was soon discontinued, and Murphy said, I'm not interested in this if I can't just make a TV show. Forget that. Who needs that? Nobody needs that. Ted Williams does have a great story. In contrast, Clinton used his cigars, and hey, we all know what he did with his cigar. Gary Oldman, that was really great. I'm listening to Whitefeather's story. I have to do it again, I think. It is really great. Lennon says, sorry. Don't be sorry. Watching the Tom Gully show means never having to say you're sorry. YouTube has a habit of deleting devastating spoilers without warning, especially when they say what happens in the title. But an actually historically relevant scene? Nah. Randy Ramos says, I believe he lied about his age. By the time he was out of the service, he was around 21. He did lie about his age. He very definitely did. And he was very small, and but he grew up on a farm, I think, in Texas. And General Bedell Smith makes the point, but he was an outstanding marksman. Even when he got to the Marines, everybody's like, yeah, you're too small to be me. Yeah, you're too small. You're too small. And then they watch him shoot, and they're like, maybe you're not too small. Philip Adams, come over here. Let's not forget Admiral Rachel Julian Caesar says, the lady on the right in the photo behind Tom, Madame Chiang Kai-shek, lived to the age of 105. Jokerfish says, that's a Tuesday at my house. Lyndon said, what I meant to say about Gary Oldman is what a fantastic actor, from Drexel Spivey to Churchill. Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing in everything. Have you ever seen that commercial he did well, I think it was for Jimmy Kimmel's show or something, where he's like, it's the whole thing about, athletes should not be trying to act. He's on a basketball court. He's like, I have years of training. And then he gets real mad. Who told you you could act? The director of your last Gatorade commercial. He starts screaming and yelling, and then he goes, you see how I could do that? I'm an actor. And he turns around, he throws the ball. He's like at half court. It goes completely over the backboard, and he walks off. It's really funny. Gary Oldman was Sid Vicious. In Sid and Nancy? Was he? I don't know if he was in Sid and Nancy. I could be wrong. Yes, he was in Sid and Nancy. He was. He was. I was wrong. There. I said it. You happy? Are you happy? But all these guys, these are great guys we're talking about. But were they unkillable? Randy Ramos says, I vaguely remember watching a movie, and I can't remember it, about a doctor that saved multiple men off a cliff during a firefight. He was a conscientious observer, if that's a term correct. Yes. And there's a whole movie about it. Let's see here. I want to get the name right. It's because it's something Ridge. It's Hacksaw Ridge, and it is the story of Desmond Doss, who was a conscientious objector, but he went to serve as a medic, and he saved, I believe, like 150 guys or 70 guys off of that. Yeah, it's a really, really good movie. Really good movie. Jokerfish says, is that a police shirt, Tom? Saw a Stuart Copeland drum video today. Well, Joker, it is. This is from the 1983 North American Synchronicity Tour. So I've had this shirt now for 40 years. Ruby Ridge, Positive Patriot says, the full story, Reverend Wild Bill, let's mark this on the calendar. Tom was wrong. This is a far view. Yeah, well, not so much. But Hacksaw Ridge, by the way, replayables tonight, 8:30 Eastern on the replayables. You will see amazing things. That's on the Shuley Network. Please watch it. The Desmond Doss story, there's actually a documentary that was made. Now, Desmond Doss did not want his story told until he was gone. He didn't want the attention. He got a lot of it when he came over from the war. He was wounded. He was shot like multiple times. And just watch the movie Hacksaw Ridge, but there's way more to his story than that. Way more. Way more. So check that out. It is a very, very amazing story. I mean, he lost his hearing for the most part, not all of it, but a lot of it. He, I believe, the things that happened to that guy and how he had to live his life after the war is just it's an amazing story. An amazing story. Sven Dunkel says, food juice for everyone. Fruit juice? Food juice? But that movie, Hacksaw Ridge, man, oh man, is it good. That's a good movie now. That is one good movie. You'll like it. You'll like it. You like it a lot. So what have we learned today? We've learned that, sometimes British guys, born in Belgium, they just like being in war. Doesn't matter what you do to them. Randy J. Ramos says, to all the veterans and those in service now, thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for all you do. It's immeasurable. We can never repay you. And it's about time we started spending as much money, taking care of you when you get back. Slang for wine. Remember last show? Oh, foot juice. Foot juice, not food juice, but foot. Like feet. Yes, feet juice. Hey, let's get some feet juice or foot juice around here. See? It'll be Jake. Yeah, it'll be the bee's knees. It'll be the berries. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, they'll be having some feet juice on the replayables. Of that, you can be sure. Say goodnight, Gracie. Good night, Gracie. Sorry, my bad. Don't worry about it, Sven. Sven probably knows at least 3 languages. I'm not gonna criticize his English. Toby McGrovey says, "You know your onion." Yeah, you know your onions, Sven. When it comes to building boats, you know your onions. I might partake of some foot juice myself tonight. Yes, well, of course, why not? I have a very, very wonderful vintage here, 1998 Merlot from Gunschlager. Bundschuh Gunschlag, that's it. It's a German wine. I brought some to a dinner party one time. I had the guy recommend it to me at the wine store. The dude that was hosting the dinner party went, "Wow, I didn't know you were going to bust out the Gunbund. Hey, look at this, everybody." I felt so cool. I didn't have the heart to tell him. Yeah, the guy at the wine store is responsible for that. Girl I was seeing at the time was all happy with me. God, I slept on my hair after I did Bob's show, and it's kind of messed up today. Hey, whatever. Lyndon says, "I know all the cuss words in Farsi." Well, good for you. I know quite a few in foreign languages as well. You learn that when you play soccer. Let's do terms from the 50s next week. Jared. We have to move on to terms from the 30s. We're going to do 20s, 30s, 40s, and then we'll do 50. But thank you for the request. We'll get there. Riesling von der Mosel, top foot juice. There's a lot of good foot juice. I don't care for foot juice myself. And, I've had the author of the Guide to California Wine or something tell me, because you know what? Truth of the matter is you can spend $300 on a bottle of wine. It might not be as good as a $12 bottle of wine. It's just, Jared says, that works. Jared, I'm very concerned about the state of the Pod Awful program. I think it's wrong that they're not being allowed to do shows. I hope that situation is rectified very quickly, and I hope that gets straightened out. And I'm happy to be here. In fact, I'm going to even put it in the thing. I'd be in your Discord if it wasn't for a certain person. Waiting for them to expire. Sven Dunkel says, "Oh no, not the 30, 99999, the 30. Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill, man, that Boone's Farm, and the apple, Boone's Farm apple was very good. We will survive. Thanks, Tom. Happy to be here. That's right. Happy to be here is like the 3 fingers in Hunger Games. Toby McGrovey says, "All I can find are tank scenes and kill count videos and some watch along of the full movie. Can't find it." Yeah, the tank scene that's the ending scene where they get, and some trailers and stuff. I saw the same thing, Toby. JC says, "The Mormon left before you did, Tom. You bullied him out of our Discord." I'm not talking about the Mormon. I'm not talking about them. I've dealt with Mormons a lot. The Mormons don't sweat me. But I'm talking about the guy that shut me down when I was making him look stupid in the voice chat. Jokerfish, "I don't like foot juice. Waste of grapes." Trevor, LOL. I don't know his real name. It was something Dobbins was all I ever knew. He don't like it when you use his own words against him. He don't like that. Don't like that. No, I guess I've gotten the better of you. I'll take my exit, and I won't darken your doorstep any further until you succumb to whatever illness you so rightfully deserve. Well, that's his nom de plume. Good use of nom de plume, JC. Hey, man. I knew you were cool. That's probably the only thing we learned today. Is, that. And we also learned, your kindergarten picture stays with you. And, that's just the way I look. What do you want me to do about it? I can't, you can't do nothing about it. Yes, I look like Alfred E. Newman. That I admit it. I can't. Let's see here. Sven Uncle says Lawrence of Arabia, top movie. Only my mom told me hold my eyes when he knifes all the train people. Well, it's a good movie, but it's a long movie. Jokerfish. We learned Tom, don't worry. That's right. Sven Dunkel said I made a screenshot of you, Tom. I don't know how you're going to get it. Just send that to me on my Facebook show page. Mail it to me. That's you, says Paz. Wow. Yeah, wait till you see my soccer picture next week, man. Majestic. At least you grew into those ears. Good for you. Yeah, those car doors. Those car door ears. I don't know where Hugh is, but there's the mugs he bought. Came in. Those got to be those 20 ouncers. They got to be, right? They just got to be. Let's see here. Lyndon says, have a great weekend, Tom. Watch your step at Mickey D's. I'll do my best. How about a show where we all send you pictures of us when we were younger? Well, we can do a show like that. Maybe we do a special weekend show. Really, I think that's the kind of show I'd like to do if and when I ever get monetized. By the way, paypal.me/Tom Gully Show. Been a while. It's just been a while. That might be a behind the wall show at some point or something. I don't know. But you'd have to send me a picture of now and then because it's not good unless you have the comparison. Hugh says 11 ounces. I'm here. Okay, those are 11 ouncers. There we go. Sven Dunkel says, I'm a great Alfredo E. Newman fan. Alfred E. Newman's great. Fishman says, can I get my Gully mug to connect to my Android? Are they iPhone only? Yes, I'm a Mac guy. Jared says, Tom Gully mugs have 100% less lead than Stanley mugs. Yeah, we try to keep the lead out of them. We feel like if you want lead, you can get that in chips on your own. But there they are. You said that's why I bought 2 of them. There's no lead. You're a Sharpie. You are a Sharpie. I don't even know what I'm making for dinner tonight. I'm just make a sandwich. I bought some provolone today. I make a sandwich. But yes, I would imagine there will be some form of burger from McDonald's consumed tomorrow. Good thinking, Mr. Rection. Do they change color when heated up? Well, Sven Dunkel. I do sell one of the mugs that I sell. I think reveals the logo when it's heated up. I'm not sure about that, but I think that's true. I would have to check. If I don't now, I used to, because I know somebody that used to have one of those. My sons bought a Alfred E. Newman statue for Father's Day that says on the stand, "What, me worry?" Yeah, that was his big quote. The inside does. Yeah, the inside is black or it's white, and when it gets heated up, the color changes. That's it. 73 years ago today, did they not raise a flag on Iwo Jima? I'll check. Change color. Yeah, it changed color on the inside. And I think maybe the handle. Was it the handle? I can't remember. I don't have this stuff laying around here. The Cafe Press makes it and sends it to you. Let me see here. Yes, February 23rd, 1945, U.S. forces took Mount Suribachi and were photographed raising the American flag at the summit. The iconic photo won Rosenthal I got to read all day tomorrow. I was going to just read this like a news anchor. Let me try this again. Take two. On October 9th... I may not want to go to work tomorrow. On February 23rd, 1945, U.S. forces took Mount Suribachi and were photographed raising the American flag at the summit. The iconic photo won Rosenthal, the photographer, a Pulitzer Prize. That photo shows the second flag that was erected on the mountain. There you go. First one was about 10:30 in the morning, and they had to do it over again. Do it over. Do it over. Hey, you fellas, don't mind that Japanese gunfire. Just read that again, would you? Yeah, they had to find a big pipe and all of that. It was a hell of a thing. It was a hell of a thing. It was a hell of a thing. I like your mug, Tom. Not this one, but this one. They're damn fine mugs. I really have to say they're damn fine mugs. I need to do some more work. I need to go back into Cafe Press, see if they got any new products and stuff. But the stuff, I will say this. As much as I get cranky about StreamYard and various other things, Cafe Press has never let me down. They make really good quality stuff. They do great customer service, and it's wonderful. They do make nice stuff. Reverend Wild Bill said, did it over. Did they have to call the Japs back in for a reshoot? I don't think the Japs were willing to just keep shooting. Sven Douglas says, remember the Matchbox cars that change color? I do remember those. I do remember. I was like, well, who cares about that? It's just different color now. I wasn't a car guy. I'm playing with cars. I had a brother that was really into that, but not me. I didn't like playing with cars all that much. I was a sports guy. I liked sports stuff and reading. I read read a lot of stuff. A lot. It's always reading. Why do you always have your nose in a book? Learning. I like to learn. All right, kids. I think we're a little bit over time here, and it's Friday. You guys got things to do, places to go. I would say that in about 18 minutes, you'll be able to go to the Replayables special new early start time of 8:30 Eastern time on the Shuli Network and enjoy that. I will probably pop in there while I'm eating my sandwich. And Randy Ramos says, great show. Good show, old man. Joker Fish says, good night, thank you. No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. We're almost up to 2,100 viewing hours. Man, 2 months. I just got to get honest. I got to start making a couple bucks on this thing. PayPal.me/Tom Gully Show. TomGullyShow.com, CafePress.com/The Tom Gully Show. Sven Douglas says, much love, guys. I'm out. Yeah, it's late there. Sven, thank you for being here. Thanks for participating so much. Reverend Wild Bill says, 5 more minutes, Tom. I'll be asleep by then. Thank you. Yeah, well, how'd you stay up this late? You must have been mainlining Red Bull. Toby McGroby says, you getting any closer to monetization yet? Not really. Not really. It's super slow. Jolly good. Yes, Terry needs it. Jolly good. I see Perry Caravello. He probably got monetized in one day just for freaking out because somebody sent him a pair of socks or something. Toby McGromy said, never mind. You just said it. You just said it. It's okay. I'll say it again. Yeah, just trying to get a couple dollars here and there. You know. Keep the lights on here. All that good stuff. Sven, can you build a ship in a bottle? If I could take time in a bottle of words could make wishes come true. Yeah. So I'm going to go to the big radio fancy place tomorrow. I'll be on 130 stations every hour from 5 to noon. Actually, till 12:15. And then Sunday, you might want to write this down or set your alarm. From 7:30 to 10, nonstop, 2.5 hours. Top and bottom of the hour from 5 o'clock till 1 o'clock. But that other period of time, 7:30 in the morning till 10 in the morning, Eastern, I'm on nonstop for 2.5 hours. I mean, commercials, but that radio station in Dallas started October of 1926. You should be able to Google it, and you can stream it online if you really want to hear what I sound like when I'm trying. So I guess with all that being said, the only thing left to say is till next time, we'll see you next time. Right out of my pants.